Today on the EQ Love podcast, we're going to start off with a little story time. I don't know if y'all have been fishing before, but if you haven't, just follow along. Women, we are like fish in the sea.
Yeah, POF.
Men are the fishermen. You all get your boats ready, you get your bait, you get your hook, and then you let out your hooks and you sit and you wait. Suddenly, you feel a tug.
Oh, she's a biggin'.
Whoa, okay. I think you caught one. Slowly but surely, you let the line up. Finally, you got her on the boat. And at this point, women were like fish out of water. Now what?
Don't know what to do.
You're in a new territory. The fisherman is examining you, seeing if he likes what he pulled. He puts you in a bucket of water. Now the fisherman can either put you back in the water or keep you. But the bucket is sitting very close to the edge, so if you want, you can jump out. I'll let you decide. So this is really how relationships tend to go.
Typically, men are hunters. We aim at our prey, maybe by jumping in your DMs or by just walking up to you, either way. When you finally take the bait, we start analyzing to see if we really want you. Let's be honest, at first, we only like what we saw, not what we know.
But once you're there, women, you have to decide if this is something you're willing to stay and work with or cut off and wait for the next pursuer. Women, if you're willing to.
And man, if you like what you see.
We can keep moving. We begin to analyze a little deeper.
Now, the question is, who's really steering the boat? And women, if the man is, are you helping him steer it or do you trust him enough to lead it?
Now, let's talk submission on EQ Love.
Stay tuned. What's up, EQ lovers? I'm your host, Devon J.
And I'm Jamie D.
We are so glad that you guys tuned in to the EQ Love podcast in episode 4.
Yeah.
And we also hope you guys enjoyed your Easter Sunday / Resurrection Day.
Devon, what did you do?
What did I do? I didn't do anything. I didn't dress up like a lot of people I saw on my social media and take Easter pictures and all of that. I just
is this shade right now?
It's not shade.
Yeah.
No
My
shade.
sunglasses. I can't help it because I want to look fan for Jesus.
What you talking about? Like, oh, you dressed? Oh yeah, you did. Yeah,
Man, whatever.
I did. Yeah, I liked your picture. I said,
sure.
You what was what did you put underneath the comment? You put on clothes for
because he rose.
You put on clothes because he rose. That's cute. Yeah, cool.
Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed our introductory story.
That was your story. You're the writer.
Okay. Yeah. I was trying to put in my skills.
I gotta give you all the credit for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean.
I usually don't.
It's like it was a little kiddie story. That was nice.
I mean, when you teach kids, sometimes you try to be creative.
Yeah, you got
give you guys a visual.
Yeah, the fisherman and all that stuff. And yeah, if y'all tuning in, please don't be laughing at my hat. My hat is I like my hat. It's a lot of sun out right now. So if y'all looking at my Bitmoji.
Oh, country hat.
Yeah, it ain't country. You need the hat to block it was the only hat that they really had on it. Otherwise, I would have chose a better hat. But I'm fishing, and I've been out there all day.
Really?
Yeah, fishing.
Okay.
For the best fish underneath the deep blue sea.
Okay. We were in the sea in the story.
Yeah, the sea.
Yeah.
Plenty of fish out there.
It is.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's only really one right one, maybe, possibly.
Right. Yeah. So now we're just gonna go over some brief highlights over Jamie's wonderful story that y'all just listened to. Something that you said in the story, it was talking about the fisherman. He was getting his boat ready. He was preparing his boat, setting up everything. Make sure he got the bait box. He got all the correct rods that he's gonna fish with, and everything. So what she meant by that was, during this stage, a man is trying to get his life together. He's trying to set up his vision, what he has in store, in order to live his life. In other words, his goals.
Okay.
Yeah. So next, another thing you said in your story, it was you were expressing now the fish is out of the water. So now we're fishing, and we threw out our rod, and we caught a fish. And my question to you, Jamie, what made y'all bite our hook? There's been times where, a guy will slide in DMs, or he may approach you, he may see you at the gym, or he may just shoot his shot. He may shoot his shot more than once. So what made y'all bite the hook?
It depends. I think even though like we don't look at looks as like the major number one thing, but if you approach us, like that's the first thing we're kind of like analyzing, like what does he look, am I even attracted to him? Right. And like what is your like spirit like do you come off as cocky, do you come off as nice or whatever? If you're like DMing, then we're like going through your whole Facebook, your whole Instagram, like we analyzing. Does he have kids? If he do, how many? Like I know if I ever get like a Facebook DM, like I automatically click the profile. Like who is this man? How does he even know me? Does he even deserve the time of day?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, another highlight that you touched on was you either have to work with it or cut your line. So, in other words, I guess if you're hooked and you figure out if this is the person that you want to be with, is that what you meant by that? Is that either what you want to be with, or if you come up to the conclusion that that's not who you want to be with, then you jump off the boat or you cut the line? That's what you mean?
Yeah, because the bait, the hook might get us on the boat. But now that we're on, now it's like a process of like getting to know you. And it's up to us too, if we like what we see, like what we hear, if we think that you're potential or not. So if we think that you are, then we'll stay and just kind of keep going through the process, seeing if we like it or not. And then if we're like, yeah, this isn't it, then yeah, we're going back in the water.
So in other words, you either stay with him or you just keep swimming.
Right.
With the other fishes.
The other
fish. The fishies. Okay. So you stay with him or you keep swimming. But if you stay, this is when your EQ approach comes to play. Because how the boat is being steered is the key. So now we feel that you have to ask yourself, now, how's the boat being steered? Because first, the man was steering the boat.
Right, because we got on your boat.
He was fine.
Oh, but he went out looking. He wasn't. He was not okay.
Yeah, okay.
Or else he shouldn't have been fishing.
Yeah, okay. I guess. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. Yeah, you get on our boat. You get on our boat.
Right.
Yeah. It has our
We
last
forget that.
it has our last name on the boat.
Okay.
Yeah. You say y'all forget that.
Yeah, because as soon as we get on your boat, we make it our boat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think we know we're doing it. It's just like natural. We just start, he don't do this. Ooh, he need to clean this up. Ooh, And we just like slowly but surely start to fix it up, clean it up for you. Maybe not like off top, but as it continues, stuff like that. And me and y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I agree. I've been in a situation like that before, where
Only one.
I've been in some.
Oh,
Okay.
I feel like you've been in.
Okay. I've been in some situations where I can have my vision mapped out, and a fishy gets on my boat, and
That you hooked.
that I hooked.
Right.
You're right, and steers me left, right,
Any
north,
kind of
east,
way.
south, west, all that. But I was talking to one of my homeboys, and we was talking about this situation, kind of, sort of, and I told him, I said, sometimes women have a unique way of unknowingly throwing off a man's plan.
Ooh.
And I feel like that ties along with what you were talking about, how women would just hop on a boat. They like what they see. They see the boat. It looks good. The fisherman he looks good. And y'all stay on the boat. Now y'all real comfortable. Real comfortable. And now y'all sometimes y'all turn it into y'all boat.
I mean, you let us. I mean, what if you stopped us? Or what if I think there's a point where, as we're in the motion of unknowingly making this boat our boat, if you stop us, like, no, I don't want that, or no, I'm not ready for that, or whatever, then even at that point, we might be like, okay, I'm getting off.
Because y'all feel like y'all can't steer the boat how y'all want to steer it.
Or we feel like you got us on the boat, but it wasn't for the intentions we thought.
Oh, okay. So, I can tell you why y'all feel like that.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's 2020, and the topic is submission. So, this world that we live in now has made it very, very easy for women to hop on any man's boat and say, I need this boat to be steered this way. And if it's not, then I'm just going to jump back into the sea. Because nowadays, women are given a lot more opportunities than they used to back in the day. Because back in the day, the majority of women didn't work. They couldn't work. It wasn't known for women to work. If they worked in a house. And the man, they worked. So women were more dependent on the man. Nowadays, women make the same amount of money as men, if not more. And now they get on a boat and they say, sometimes women don't even get on a boat. Sometimes women, they ride their own boat right next to your boat. It just depends on who you dealing with. And that's why, and that's really the reason why we had this story on this podcast, because we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and we have to tell ourselves, are we letting the dude steer this boat, or are we helping him steer this boat? And if we're allowing him to steer this boat, are we trusting that he's going to lead us into the right direction?
Right.
In other words, trusting his vision.
Yeah, that's the important part. I mean, I think it's harder for us as women now to go back to the way that it used to be, because
that's over with.
We don't see it no more.
It's
we
over
don't
with.
see it like that. Like my grandparents are still alive, so how they did things, like I'm used to that. Like my grandpa, he worked.
Right.
I mean, I didn't see him much because he was always at work. My grandma took care of the house.
Right.
She made sure bills were paid, made sure, like everything was set. The house was clean. I mean, she's like the Black Martha Stewart. Like, she got it together.
Right.
So I saw that growing up. Now looking at my parents, like, it ain't like that. My mom worked as much as my stepfather. Even my dad and his wife, like they worked. So coming home, my mom might cook, my stepdad might cook, but I did most of the housework. Like, so it was just different seeing that dynamic. Like, my mom wasn't a stay-at-home mother or a housekeeper. I mean, she would keep her house clean, but so now here I am. I'm 28 and I'm trying to learn the balance. Like, what does submission really look like today for a woman like me who I have my own business and I plan to have a career? How do I balance like career life, being submissive, being a wife one day again? Like, I don't really know. Like, I think this is a really good topic and to help women and men, but I want to know from your perspective though, what does submission look like to you?
For me, submission simply looks like a woman like allowing herself, giving up a part of herself where a man could lead the way.
That's like real, like right to the point.
Yeah, I mean, because nowadays I feel like women, they get so independent where they just feel that they just don't even need a man. It's just to the point where they feel like, I'm putting up with a man.
Oh, yikes!
And that's the wrong mindset. That's the wrong mindset to have.
I mean, I think a lot of hurt builds up, and I think the hurt gets us to a place where we feel like, if I'm going to deal with this, I might as well be by myself. I think our response is a response from a place of being hurt. Like my grandma and my grandfather, like they met at like 12, so it just feels like back then when you met somebody, you liked them. What you say, like going steady? Y'all was going steady.
Yeah, back then, yeah.
In the cornfields, y'all was doing the same thing, but whatever. We don't talk about that. Or whatever. So, when y'all was together, you fell in love, you got married at 18, some people younger, 16, 14, and then you just live together forever. Right. So my grandma doesn't even have stories of like boyfriends hurting her or cycles of stuff. Nowadays, people really aren't getting married to like mid-20s, early 30s, sometimes later. Yeah. So you grow up, you probably first dated in high school. Both of y'all super immature. Yeah. You don't know left from right hardly. Right. So that's like usually your first heartbreak. Yeah. Now you get to college. You either mad, so you didn't cycle through several people. Yeah. Or maybe you find a college sweetheart. He's still in his stage, so that's heartbreak number 2.
Yeah.
You graduate, like now you have that early 20s situation, and then it's like not until you get to your late 20s, almost hitting 30, where you're like, I want to settle down.
Yeah.
But now you have this history of hurt and pain. So now by this time as a woman, you're kind of like, do I even want marriage anymore? Like, does it matter?
So, in other words, do you feel that women, because of, okay, you said the grandparents, that era, then you talked about the parents in that era, do you feel like women are trying, do you think they even trying to learn how to be submissive, like, when it gets to that point? Or do you feel like they're more concerned on their independence?
Yeah, I'm going with the latter. I think independence is a big thing now. And submission, where it used to be like a strength, is looked at as like a weakness. If you submit to a man or whatever, girl, you letting him run you. That's like the worst statement ever. Like, to feel like you losing a piece of you and you just letting this man run your life.
But that's the thing. If you get to the point where you trust his vision and you understand and actually believe in where he's going, then you shouldn't feel that way. Like he's running over you or anything. You're allowing that to happen because don't get offended, but I probably get offended, but you're in your place now. You're in your place. Now you feel comfortable as a woman to allow a man to come into your life and be submissive to him, where now you are being a woman and you're allowing your man to be a man. Because at the end of the day, women are attracted to a man. That's what y'all want. Y'all want a man. Y'all don't want because if y'all don't have a man, is nothing. What are you submitting to?
I mean,
it's nothing to submit to. I mean, what the roles is gonna switch because you miss independent. You got your house or whatever. Like you the breadwinner or something. So like, what are you? Yeah. So.
I mean. Okay, I think that submission is definitely, I agree, women should do it. I think we have to relearn how to do it and relearn what that looks like.
Yeah.
Because submission can easily fall into like, I think we got to be careful about the line of being submissive and control. And that's the fine line that
but that comes with a guy taking advantage of it, though. I mean, if a woman allows herself to be submissive to that guy, what is he gonna do with it? Is he gonna abuse it?
That's the question. Because some men look at submission as you being obedient to me, whatever I say goes, and I think that's unhealthy.
that doesn't work in today's time now.
It's not gonna fly.
Women are.
I mean, some still do. Some are just like whatever he wants, but I will say majority of us, it's not going down like that. Like, it's not going down like that.
Yeah.
I think there's a way to submit without a woman having to lose herself. I don't think we have to lose who we are, lose our identity, forget our vision and our purpose. But I think it's important to figure out how to align yours with his. And if there's no way to align it, then I don't think y'all belong together.
Right. So you don't. So you're saying you don't feel that. You feel like. Do you feel like it's important to submit to the guy that you're with?
When it comes to dating, I think it's more important to figure out if you can. When it comes to marriage, it's a must. Like,
When it comes to marriage, you say it's a must.
Yes.
So when you're dating, you said you want to figure out if you can, like if this is the right guy that I see myself submitting to.
Right. And I think in that process, when you learn, like, I really think he's the one, or he can be the one for me, then I think you start to practice what submission looks like. How does it look for him? Because all of y'all are different. So what you would want is not necessarily what the next man would want. Mm-hmm. So learning what submission even looks like for him. What does honor and respect look like for him?
Okay, so we can go back to your wonderful story.
Okay.
If the fisherman is steering the boat,
mm-hmm.
So some guys could want their woman to have a hand on the steering wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Some men may not want any hand on the steering wheel.
Right.
Some man may want both hands on the steering. So you got 4 hands on the steering wheel. You got your woman hands and you got your hands on the steering wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So on those terms, that's kind of what you mean, like in practicing submitting? Because it's different with guys. I know I'm a type where you may have one hand on the steering.
Both.
No, I don't need both.
Okay.
No, you're doing way too much.
Okay.
Because I feel like when you put both on there, for me, in my opinion, when I feel like you put both, we gonna be going back and forth.
It's gonna be a tug of war.
It's gonna be tug of war all through the relationship, because now you're now I feel like you challenging my manhood.
Oh, because you feel like she doesn't trust you to lead her?
Yes.
That's what that looks like.
You don't trust me enough to lead the situation. You don't trust me enough to lead our relationship.
Okay.
So now we gonna have some problems.
I think my big thing is I don't want to be with a man that is okay with me leading. I have a problem with that.
I think most women don't like that. They won't say it, but I feel like deep down they don't like that.
I just feel like if I can lead this and I can run this, then I don't need you.
Yeah, that's when you lose the respect.
Yeah.
For him as a man.
That's one of the things.
But the thing is, are you challenging him? Are you putting both hands on the steering wheel?
I mean,
because if you putting both hands on the steering wheel,
but you if can't you don't have no hands on it, I can't let us crash. No. I don't know. I feel like after
you speaking from experience.
I am. Okay, so after being divorced, I felt like one of my big things was if I don't think that this man can lead me, and if I don't feel like I can submit to him willingly versus because I feel like the Bible says so, then I don't need to be with him. And so if I meet somebody, I have to consider, do I think this man can lead? Or do I feel like I'm going to have to take control?
Right.
And if I feel like I'm going to have to take control, then it's not going to happen.
Yeah. So to all you independent women out there, know if you messing with a guy from jump and you already think that you can just take the lead, and you and he's a man, he's a type of person who may not want both your hands on the steering wheel. Yeah, that's not gonna work. You probably just need to go ahead and hop up off the boat and just keep the swimming.
I mean, in a way, you're kind of wasting time.
You wasting a lot of time.
You're wasting time if you know that you want a man that can lead you, and you're choosing to stick with somebody that you know can't.
Exactly.
And all this, I can work because he has potential. Oh my God, y'all, like. You cannot marry potential. You cannot. You gotta be with who he is. You really have to look at the facts and be like, if nothing ever changes about you, can I still be with you? And if the answer is no, then you have to decide if you're willing to give him space to grow into that or not. Because we don't have time to waste right now.
Well, yeah. Don't hop on a boat.
I mean, we don't know until
I don't
we
know.
get on.
Y'all in the sea. The water real clear. You can see. I can see.
Yeah, but we see y'all representative. Let's talk about that. Y'all always want to present a good picture.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we really start reading the whole story, we be like, oh, no.
Hey, it could be one good picture. One good vision. That's just up to y'all to determine if y'all willing to stay.
I mean, vision is important.
No, yeah, it is.
If I don't believe in your vision, then
that's the problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be a challenge every day.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't think either one of you guys should feel like you have to change for the other. Like, it's one thing to grow and become better and evolve, but it's another thing where you feel like you want to literally change my DNA, like change who I am.
Right.
And I mean, I think women and men feel that pressure of like having to change. I think it's different the way we pressure y'all and the way you pressure us, though.
Totally different.
And I think on a EQ level, when we talk about what to talk about, you know, we did that for the first podcast, like friendship and like what to talk about when you're first dating and stuff like that. I know we harped on like goals and vision, but this is why. Because if you can tell me now, like, this is who you are, these are your dreams, these are your vision, like, this is your vision, then as a woman, I can have something to look at and be like, okay, do I like where he's going in life? Like, when I see him in front of me, I can see where he's going. Am I willing to go with him?
Then you have something that you can submit to.
Right. Now I have something to submit. Like, we can't submit to anything. It's like submitting a job application for a job that's not there.
Right.
What are you submitting to?
Gotcha.
So it works both ways. I mean, men have an issue with love. I think that's why the Bible's like, husbands, love your wives. Women submit. Men want respect. Women want love. Women, we don't have trouble loving. Men do.
Right.
Men don't have trouble respecting. Women do. So, God knew what he was doing on that.
That's facts right there.
You know, he'd be like, I love my husband.
So in other words, if y'all show the respect that we want, it'll be easier for us to give y'all the love that y'all want.
Or vice versa. If y'all show us the love that we want.
Okay. We almost got through this whole podcast with nothing to debate about. But you saying if we show y'all the love first, then it'll be y'all can show us respect. That's what you saying. Because you said vice versa. You said vice versa.
If you show us the love first, then you wouldn't even have to ask us to submit and respect you.
Okay. How as a man, how are we gonna love something that we feel that y'all don't respect? No. I'm not gonna. No, it's easier to respect somebody than to love somebody from jump.
Not.
You can walk. You can work. You can go. You could work. You could work and respect somebody. That don't mean you love them.
But we talking about women and men. It's very easy for y'all to respect. It's very easy for y'all to just know how to, even in offenses and when stuff happen. Like, y'all just, man, that's my dog though. You know, like, y'all just real quick with but I respect him. Women, it's easy for us to love. Like,
yeah, because y'all entitled to y'all feelings. Exactly. Y'all got more feelings. Okay.
So it's easier for us to love, but my thing is,
so you saying if a man respects you, then you saying that he can't. You not gonna give him love, right? What are you saying?
I'm saying if a man treats me right, if a man shows me love in a way that's honorable, if he knows how to talk to me,
Oh my God.
then it's easy for me to respect him. It's easy for me to be like, this man, I mean, he goes out his way, he does this, he does that, he says these things, whatever. Like, with it, when y'all come home from work and we know like y'all love us properly, we'll have dinner cooked, y'all can get foot rubs, like you don't even have to ask for nothing. If y'all just know how to love us right, we wouldn't even have to have this convo on submission. But what y'all like to do is, sometimes, not everybody, y'all be on that, I'm the man, and you need to honor me, you need to respect me, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And we be like,
in other words, putting y'all in check, right?
Not, no.
Okay,
being
what
domineering and trying to
we're
make
man.
us.
We're man. That's what we are.
But you shouldn't have to make us. Your actions should make us want to, is what I'm saying. Hello?
Okay. That
You don't
okay.
agree that the actions...
No, yeah, I do agree. I'm just trying to, cause it's hard to listen to women, cause y'all be saying so much, but y'all not just straightforward with it. So it's just, I'm just trying to get everything, take everything in.
On.
Yeah, just because what you
I'm
had
here
said.
For clarity.
Yeah, y'all want love,
Mm-hmm.
but y'all want love in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
In order to submit, or because we still talking about submit.
We are.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that when we're loved right, you won't have to ask us to submit. Now, in the beginning, we should have a respect for you. I'm not saying that we shouldn't respect you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that if we're done a certain kind of way, it'll make it harder for us to want to respect you. And then it creates a cycle of, you treat me like this, I lose respect for you. Now you mad, you don't respect me, so I'm not going to love you. And then it blows up and the relationship is trash.
Okay. Yeah, so let's calm this down, because this fish, she tripping.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, let's go to Pillow Talk.
Mm-hmm.
So in Pillow Talk, let's just touch bases on the quote that you came up with that we posted on social media yesterday.
Right. Well, the quote I had was, submission isn't giving up your way for his. It's learning to surrender, submit, and trust his authority enough to know you won't have to.
Okay. So, in other words, what you're saying is, if we love Yah the right way, then Yah will give us the respect to submit to us.
Yeah, like if in love, it isn't about giving us a bunch of stuff. It's not necessarily like money and things like that. Love is how you talk to us, how you treat us, how you care, how you consider us, things like that. If you love us the right way, it's not controlling. So we won't have to like give up ourselves or be somebody else now. Like, we can still be genuinely us, and you can still be genuinely you. And in that, we'll learn to submit and respect you. With the respect we give comes our submission. And it's just easy. Like, you won't have to ask or have to beg. It'll just come naturally.
That sounds like one big fish.
Why is it gotta be a big fish?
But that is that's good. That's something that I don't think I was pretty much aware of. I think man out there listening, maybe they wasn't aware of. That's good to know though. I think we saw it in a different way, but that is definitely good to know. Yeah, you dropped the mic tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, I must admit. Doesn't happen too often, but yeah, but all jokes aside, we really hope you EQ lovers listening out there enjoyed this episode on submission.
Yeah. Hope you guys learned something.
Yeah, we really feel that it's definitely, we know it's 2020. I know we know times are definitely different. They changed, but we still feel that it's definitely needed in a relationship. Yeah. So with that being said, EQ Love checking out.
Bye. To all of my EQ lovers out there, make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at PodEQLove, subscribe to our YouTube channel at EQ Love Podcast, and remember, we are on all major podcast platforms. And if you have any questions or topics that you would like us to discuss, feel free to message us on social media, or you can email us at podeqlove@gmail.com.